Good morning. My name is Arulogun. I'm here again to put us through another one interesting topic about how do we move our content online. It's not difficult. Once your content are in digital form, that is, you have it in PDF or you have it in Word document or you have it in PowerPoint presentation, then you can share it to your students. And this is what we're calling blended learning. That is a part of your courses. You teach it online, and then a part of it, you teach it in face-to-face in your classroom. So you can go with me. I'll break this presentation into two aspects. The first will be, I take it to PowerPoint. We do a little bit of theory, and then from the theory, after theory, we now go to a demonstration on real-life Moodle. So a practical approach to creating and uploading courses and activities on Moodle LMS. Yes, like I mentioned, it's not difficult. Once you do it on Moodle, courses are what we call spaces on Moodle. And maybe for people who do not know Moodle, Moodle is a learning management system. It's an open source, meaning that it's freely available, and then you can use it, you can customize it, and even there are virtual machine of it which you can download or install on your system. And then there are ready-made hosting platform that have Moodle as one-click installation. So nothing should stop us from using it and start engaging with our students. Yes, there are other ways. You can use Google Classroom, but Moodle is widely available, which you can use, more flexible, and then do not be afraid about what it is. So then, you may not be able to create a course on Moodle directly by yourself, but by admins or course creator and managers. There's no need to worry about that because your IT department or IT unit will create that for you. And once as a teacher, it has been created for your course. Then you can add learning materials. You can add your slide, your PowerPoint. Then you can add activities like quiz, assignments. You can add charts. You can add video conferencing, just like what I'm doing now. You can add it. You can create resources, pick a YouTube video, useful YouTube video, and then upload it, give the link to the students. You will be amazed at how they will interact with it. And you will see that you have just been wasting a lot of resources. And then everybody become flexible. You can do whatever you want. So that's what we are looking. So that in terms of infrastructure resources, you reduce it because they are not even enough and there are now more learners coming. So we need to find a way to optimize resources that we have in our tertiary institutions. Like I mentioned, once your course has been created, how it is created is they first create a category. Why category is important is that, let's say in a department, for example, my department, computer engineering, we have 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, and 500 level student. So that means what we do is category we have is going to be 100 level courses, 200 level courses, 300 level. So it will be easier to look for courses. And once the courses are created, it's much easier to move them around. These are steps to follow to create course if you have the privileged right to do it. I'm showing this so that you can watch the video and look at it if you are not getting it very well. Click new course. I will show you how you do it on Moodle by yourself. Then, once you have created a course on Moodle, this is what you see. You have what is called course home page. On that course home page, there are different sections. The most important section, the section that is big, is section number 4. That is the course page, where you see all the topics or whether it's going to be in terms of sectioning. When you are sectioning your course, it's likely to be in terms of topic. That is, introduce the course topic by topic or weekly. You know, most of our curricula are based on week, 12 weeks, 15 weeks. So they are based on week. So we tend to use more of week-based structure for our courses. And then when you look on the left, you have what is called dashboard, where you can see what is happening as Moodle apart from your own courses. Then you can also see your course, all your courses that you are administering on Moodle. You see them here. Well, I said this may not be on the right in some Moodle because you can actually click and drag this aspect, drag it to any part you like. You can restructure your own page the way you like it. You are getting it. And then this is the administration section. You can use it. You can see it, course administration, site administration. Then this 6 is course site tab. Here you can bring the notice board that you have in your face-to-face classroom. You can bring it online. Notice, put it here, put your calendar, activities, informations you want to give to students, put it at this section. And that is all. You can be there. And you can put it any side, anything can be changed, put it different side. And then this number 5 is collapse all. When you have expanded your course homepage, you can collapse everything so that it looks neater. And then 3 is very, very important. And that's why I'm trying to explain it last. It's called turn editing on. When you want to make changes to your course homepage, what you need to do is click turn editing on. That is, you can now change the text, change the file, add new resources, add activities. Once you're able to do all this, then you already have a course. And then the Moodle, you invite your students, they register, and then they start learning. Let's move on. I've quickly looked over. I've talked about this. These are the blocks I mentioned that you can change it: navigation block, administration block, course section, side block, and collapse all that I mentioned. Then you can move any section or block in your own page to anywhere so that you arrange. It looks flexible the way you like it to look like. Just like this PowerPoint color, you can color everything so that it looks interesting to the learners. The same thing is what I've explained here. Yes, I brought it so that when you can watch the video, pause it and see it clearly. And then you can add course. Like I mentioned, you can section your course into topics or to week. This is the way to do it. I will show you how to do it. Just take it easy. We will get there. Then another important item is activities and resources. An activity is a general name for a group of features in Moodle course. Usually an activity is something that a student will do that could interact with other students or the teacher. What this means is that this is what a teacher provides that student will interact with directly. An example of activity is a quiz, an assignment. A teacher gives student assignment. A teacher gives students activity, and student will interact with it directly. Then resources are details, are resources just like materials that are provided by the teacher for students to use. Example is you provide them with file, you provide them with a folder where they can put resources, you provide them with software, you can provide them with a lot of other things, you can provide them with application. So what we're saying is you will understand all this once we are doing the practical demonstration. And these are examples of activities that are available in Moodle. You have assignments, you give students assignments, assignment activity. The big blue button is you want students to interact with virtual learning. That is, you want them to do something like a Zoom. This is a replica of Zoom in big blue and Moodle. So then you have chat. You want students to chat among themselves and chat with the teacher, just like the way they do in the class. Students talk to themselves. So you also want them to be able to talk with themselves, though they are not together. Then choice. You want to quickly ask students 1 or 2 questions, or you want to ask them, what topic should we teach next week? Or what tool should we use next week? Or what program language should we teach? You have all this there. Then database, a lot of information can be put together and you give students the database they can use. Then feedback. You want to know how you've been doing. You can create feedback. Teachers have ways of getting feedback from their students. You can also do this. Everything you do, everything we do in physical face-to-face classrooms have been modeled here. And then forum, where you want students to interact among themselves. You give them a topic, you want everybody to contribute, and everybody be having his or her own idea. By the time students finish with all this, you see that they become enlightened. because they have to look for information. They have to think. Then glossary of terms. You ask them to just normally like regular glossary of time. Okay, in this particular topic, how many can you list 5 terms and describe them, define them? By the time students finish this together, everything is joined together by the system. You see that it becomes so interesting that when you go through the glossary of terms, you say, oh, so we've covered so much in this course. So a lot of things are there. And then there are some other activities, H5P activity. These are multimedia-based learning that are immersive, that you can see. A lot of other things are there. Their quiz, very, very important. The external tools, so that you can try with other software outside Moodle, outside your learning management system, so that students can learn, whether it's simulation-based system somewhere, you link it together. And SCORM, that is, it allows interaction with 2 dissimilar learning management systems, so that what I've created in Moodle, I can take it to another learning management system. Maybe I'm taking it to Sakai, maybe I'm taking it to Blackboard. So it makes it flexible. Then you can also do survey at the end of the course. It's there. You can call it polling also. And then Wiki, you want students to create a kind of mini website where they put different definitions, the ideas, all these things are there. And then the last one, which is workshop. Workshop is a peer-to-peer assessment. And it's very, very useful. When, imagine you have hundreds of students. Let's say you have 1,000 students. Yeah, it's possible. You have 1,000 students. We're having it. Then you've given them assignment. How will you grade 1,000 assignments, tutor mark assignments? Yes. But with workshop, you create the assignment. You also create what is called rubric. That is a guideline for grading the assignment. And then you make students to do their grading by themselves. So a student, for example, will submit his assignment, and the system will take 3 to 4 other assignment for that student and say, look, grade this, your colleagues' assignments. And the average of all the scores is provided. And it's done like that. And if a student does not review 3 to 4 assignment of his colleagues, what happens? He will not get his own grade. So what happens is that at the end of the day, students learn more, because before you grade, you read and read and read and understand. You now even understand more, better, because you have sharpened your knowledge with other people's, about 3 or 4 knowledge, and you know the fact, you bring the truth out. So all these things are very, very good, but they are not difficult. We'll get there. As a teacher, first start with assignment, start with slides, start with quiz, and gradually you'll be moving on from there and so on. Then I mentioned about resources, things that you give to students so that they can learn better. Resources, you give book, you give software. So all these are resources that you can give. You give them file, you give them folder that contain several files. So all these are things that are there. Like example, you have book, you have file, and file could be a picture, could be a PDF document, could be a spreadsheet, could be a video. You give it to the student so that he listens to it, he works with it, and then he'll be able to interact with it, and then he'll be able to do his quiz activities, be able to do his assignment. So page, the URL, you can also give student URL so that, oh, go and study further, go and search for more information. When you get to, and you know one thing with internet is when you go to a resource, you have another link that links, a URL that links you to another place, to another place, another place. And if a student is very, very bright and understand, he starts jotting, and then by the time he links all these things together, he has acquired tremendous knowledge about what you ask him to go and look for. And that's why in this particular blended learning, student tends to understand more than in the class. They are limited in the other face-to-face classroom, but here, there's no limit. So a teacher in this new knowledge dissemination is more of a sage at the hedge. Say, oh, go here, I like you find it there, go there, but not, oh, I'm the master that knows everything. One person cannot know everything in this current age we are. So I'll show you how to add a folder or a file to Moodle so that I can share to your students, or Scrum package, I will show you all that. So let us not worry. Or maybe I quickly, like I mentioned, if you can do click, drag, and drop. So you pick your file or your PowerPoint slide and you drag it onto the weekly base section you've created on your course page. And then you drag and drop, and that is all. Even use a folder, it's a drag and drop. Upload a file, and then it's much easier. I think we should do them step by step. For folder, the same process. And all these things, you see that you can do them by yourself. They are not difficult. It's like you are doing word processing. So, demonstration on a production Moodle platform. Let's dive in. Let's dive in and see how it looks like. We'll do that in 1 or 2 minutes. Yes, you're welcome once again. We are back to showcase how do we implement what we've learned in the theory about how to upload content to our LMS. We are using Moodle as a learning management system. The resources and the activities are available. How do we demonstrate this? It's not easy. It's not difficult. We'll try it now. Just see. Let me bring my let me share my screen and look for where I have Moodle. I have Moodle on my, just a moment. Don't worry about technology. At times it looks like it's the one controlling us, but it is not. Once you don't fret and you take it easy, you get there. Yeah, this is Moodle, and this is the home page of the Moodle that we use in my department. Currently, I have 19 online users. So, and then let me just show us to navigate around. Yeah, the categories I was talking about, these are categories that we created by General Repository, Faculty of Agri, Faculty of Basic Medical Science. So you can create category. You are the one that will know, this is why I'm creating this category. So nobody worries about you. And these are files I've interacted with. And then the information box that I mentioned, like here, you see invitation to student disciplinary panel, list of students are there. So once students log in, they see this information, invitation to examination malpractices panel, and the examination timetable, online facilitation, then how to reset your LMS so that any student that comes here sees the information. So just like the regular notice board, you have it also. So let's get started. But before we get started, I want us to search, because I want us to see, you can search for courses. We have existing courses. The course I want to showcase for us is software engineering. And I'm searching for it. I type it, and I search for it. Yeah, we have 3 results. There is CSC 302 object-oriented programming, because that's something that this with software engineering came up. Then this is introduction to software engineering. This is the course I want us to reproduce. I did this about 1 hour ago, and this is another one, software engineering, the main course that is here existing currently. Yeah, students enroll. You can see students that enroll 120, the name of the teacher, the name of the e-tutor, and then the category 400 level. You know, I mentioned you create by category 400 level. But if you look at this, this is the course I want us to create. Let us quickly enter there and see how it looks like. And once we see the way it looks like, this is the way the course looks like. General information, you introduce the course to the students. So welcome to CPE 302, Introduction to Software Engineering. You talk about yourself as a teacher. I'm Lagbaja Tamedu. I have MNG, MP, MP, PhD, CMP, whatever. I'll be your tutor, facilitator, your teacher, whatever you call yourself. And this course runs from, need to be specific, February 14th to May 21st, 2023. I hope to share the learning learnings from my industrial work experience of almost 3 decades. That's fantastic. And my education in software development. Then contact detail. How will students contact you? You tell them, I'm Lagbaja Amtamedu at, this is my email. How do you deliver the course? Let the student know how you want to deliver the course. You want to deliver the course through blended learning, or we'll be meeting through Zoom, we'll be meeting face-to-face, and then you see the schedule. So once you get the ground running, the student will fall, they fit in to whatever you've planned. Monday, we'll be meeting 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at where? CSC Hall, high-rise building. That is at Lautech. Then Tuesday, we are meeting virtually online. On Thursday, we're also meeting virtually online. What is the time? From 2:30 to 5:20, virtually. And this is the link. We've already created the link. So students know they will be there waiting for you. Then if you really want to contact me, this is my name, this is my phone number, and this is my email, and this is my office address. Simple. Then if there's any announcement you want to give to the student, you post it here. And one thing again about Moodle is that if you post announcement, this same announcement is sent as email to the student. So if the student has registered for a course, the student's email is already linked, and then whatever information you send will go to the student. So don't worry that, the student will not get the information. They are getting the information. They may not even respond to you, but you see that they will come to the venue. They come to the virtual space you have set. And then they group the weekly basis from February 14 to February 20. This is a course. What choice, what programming language to study? This is asking the student, which one should we worry? What programming language do you want us to use in this course? We have to select one of these 3 programming languages, C#, Python, and C. You give students flexibility, so which one should we work on? And whatever they talk, and then whichever one you even have prepared, so this is one I prepared. Next time we do this. Then files, introduction to software engineering, then assignments, all these are activities. You have assignment 1, gives you the date that you have provided, the day it will be due. Then what is the step in terms of the assignment? Download and install Python IDE on your system. Visit the online Python learning site mentioned in class. Explore and register your profile. You give them clear instruction. Then the following week, you provide them with slides for week 2. They would have read it ahead. And then you give a brief introduction. Say, the slides for week 2 are uploaded for your use. The following topics will be covered: software development approach, design tools, and debugging method. They're already prepared. A student that is very smart, we just copy software development approach, put it online and search on Google. It's easy. Design tool, boom. And once you get to the class, such a student, you be able to flow together, because from their phone, they can search all these things and understand. Then that same second week, you give assignment 2, so that students are busy. The due date is also there. And then there's a practical exercise, because for programming language, a course that is programming language, you need to let students practicalize this. And then there's a site URL where students can go. I don't know. Let me try and click it open. So you can go learn Python programming language by examples. Attempt all the exercises and the quizzes to become proficient. So you see all these things. Let me see. Then this is a link. Yeah, from here, you can go to the link that has been provided, Python tutorial. And these are where students will learn the practical aspect of this course. And then you can be sure they'll do it. So back to our course. And then that same second week, you are even giving them quiz. And the quiz will not start until 1st of March. That means until 2 weeks. That's when the quiz will start. So that means you want to test them on what you taught them in week 1 and week 2. And then the quiz is open for about 5 days. So there's no problem. You want to know whether they've learned what. So this is the way to do it. So I will now put us through. We create a fresh course. We replicate this. And that's what I want us to do. We've seen this, how it looks like, and then we just replicate this. How do we replicate this? That is what we want to do now. So we'll go back to dashboard. We're now at the dashboard. And this is manage courses and categories. Create new course. Once you click this, remember, if you do not have the privilege to do this, you will not be able to do this. But once it has been created for you, then we can just work. Now, the guy is asking me what's the name of the course. And as a teacher, you must have prepared what you'll be using for the course. So because I already have the course, and I'll call it so that it will be different from the other one. I said Introduction to Software Engineering Techniques. Introduction to Software Engineering Technique. When something is not clear, there are question marks here. What you just need to do is click it and read it. The full name of the course is displayed at the top of each page in the course and in the list of courses. So whatever you type here, let it be the title of the course so that it be distinct. And then the course code, I call it CPE 3302, so that it will be different from the other one. You can also look at this. The short name of the course is displayed in the navigation and is used in the subject line of course email, so that when the system is sending emails to the student, they will see CPE 332, student knows course code. And then under which category do you want to put it? You know, the already existing category, Faculty of Computing and Informatics. I can put it here, or I can put it somewhere else. But for the purpose of not adjusting what we already have in place, I'll put it under miscellaneous. See, I must select one and search. Let me put it under Faculty of Computing and Informatics. So then this one is asking, should the course be shown? This setting determines whether the course appears in the list of courses and whether students can access it. So there are many courses that are hidden. Maybe courses for second semester, you hide it, so that students will not be seeing it now. Courses for rain semester or courses for Harmattan semester if you are in rain semester. So, but for this course, we make it, we show, we are not hiding it. And then when is the course starting? This course is starting 14th February 2023 at midnight. And then when is the course ended? As I asked you to calculate based on the number of weeks I've picked, that's what it's going to pick. And by default, this is 15 weeks. This is by default 15 weeks. But if you don't want to close it, that is, you don't want the course to end, you disable. But because I've enabled this, and I want you to calculate, it gives me this. Then there is what we call course ID. This is optional. But if your LMS is communicating with an external LMS, you can create an ID. So most time, it will still be CPE 3302. So that external database will also see your course as CPE 332. So it's optional. But if you look at it, once you're in doubt, just click it. Just click the help. It's very, very useful. You see what to do. So now, we have not finished. We have just only created the name of the course. We just entered the name of the course code, the category where the course is, and then when the course will start and when the course will end. Then there's also need for description of the course. You know, when the course I showed you earlier, you saw the description. That's what people will see from outside. Before student comes, they see it from outside. So you should be able to give it a brief and very concise description. So what I would do is I copy it. So this course introduces, so that we'll not waste time. This course introduces students to the basic skills needed to become good software developers. The following will be covered in this course. Some topic: introduction to software development lifecycle, software requirement analysis, software architecture, design, and so on and so forth. Then there's also something that is very important. It's called course image. You should be able to add image so that the course becomes distinct from others. So what we do, we click Now, currently, I don't have any image in mind. I don't have image on the server. I don't have recent one. Okay, I have some recent one, like this one, but let me show you how you can do it. Just come to, or if you have a URL where you know the image exists, just paste it here, the guy will download it for you. But let's look at Wikimedia. What am I looking for? I'm doing something software engineering. Let's say software. I search for software engineering, image that looks like software engineering. Then it brings a lot of things, and I look at which one do I pick? Does this one reflect software engineering? Well, let's get going. Yeah, this was a picture I picked for the other one. Then I can pick this. Yeah, software developer. And we want our student to become good software developer. So I think I should use this. This is good. Yeah. So I already have an image for the course. And there are some other settings. But it's always good to, yeah, this is now where we have the course format. I want to use it weekly. Is this single activity? There are some courses that just want single activity. Scroll down everything. Social format, like the way you see your social media, WhatsApp, Facebook. If you want that format, you get it. Then this is topic format. This is weekly format. It's good to use weekly format. And then if you need details about this, just ask for a question. So, number of sections. How many weeks makes a semester? 15 weeks, 12 to 15 weeks. So let's leave it like that. And hidden section, the hidden section are shown. Hidden section are shown as not available. The student will not see it. Hidden section are completely invisible. Invisible means that nobody will see it, but hidden section are shown as not available. You see that something is there, but you cannot click it. So let's move on and say all section is it on one page. How do you want your course layout to be? Is it on one page or is it per page? So that every week you see a page, every 2 weeks you see a page. But the best one that I've been using is show everything on one page. So I stick with that. You can try all these things, vary it, then look at other things, appearance, number of announcements that you want, show grade book to students. When students are doing assignment, you want them to see it. Show activity reports. I think it's also good. Let them see all the activity when they are attending quizzes, when they are downloading, when they are accessing the resources. So, and then the date they access it. You can see report. Then the file. This is the file size. What's the maximum size you want a student to upload in one single file? You can pick what you want, depending on the total storage you have in yours. Some people can limit it to 2 megabytes because if you have 1,000 students, you are talking of 2 gig of storage. But if you now give them 100 megabytes, you are talking of almost 100 gig. So you have to look at your size you have in your storage. So you decide what it is. But currently, I put it at 128. Then completion tracking. All these are details you can change. Enable so that you know when student has finished one particular activity. If he has not done it, he will tell you student has not done it. You can see percentage he has done. So a lot of things. Then this one is also very important. Group. That is, I mentioned something about workshop. You want students to be able to, you want students to have group. Not like you do have groups, grouping in face-to-face classroom. You can create group. So let's say we say they are now separate group means every group that you have created, people who are in group A will now see people who are in group B, and so on and so forth. Visible, but visible means I'm in group A, I can see people who are also in group B, and people in group B can also see people who are in group A. So none, first group, so that everybody should be in a group. Then this is a role naming. What do you call a manager? If you don't change it, you leave it like that. Course creator, maybe you give a special name you have. You can say Ogagba, whatever you want to do, you can change it, but these are the standard ones. So let's save and display. Let's see what we have done. So we have created the course. We have created weekly, and this is general, this is announcement. We don't have any details there now, and everything is still static. I can collapse this. You know, the collapse all I mentioned, collapse everything, and you can move around. Let's quickly search software engineering. We'll come back there so that you see what we have done. So that I can see that, you know, we are now having 4. The result we got before was 3, but now we're having 4. Introduction to software engineering, the one we have there before. And this is the current one we just did now. Introduction to software engineering technique under the category of Faculty of Computing and Informatics. You see, this is where they are. So let's go back to the course. And once we are back in the course, what do we want to do? We want to create what is called general information about the course. Usually we call this study guide that gives introduction about the course. How do you want to assess the student? What textbook they will use? So this is about, so what we need to look for is turn on editing. You know what I mentioned? Turn on editing. That's number 3 on that page, on our course page, turn on editing, so that you can modify your page. So now, quickly, under turn on editing, depends on what I want to call this. I can change it and say general information. General information about the course. So it asks me to press enter. So it's there already. Then, if you look, come to the left, you see these 3 dots. Click it. Then you edit this section. So under this edit this section, it's still loading. While it's loading, let me quickly pick what I want to type there. In open and distance learning, we call what I want to type here as study guide. And you can call it course description. So I copy it quickly. This is where you put the objective, the textbooks, and so on and so forth. Yes, I've copied it. So general information, what I typed earlier, general information is already visible here. And I click. And press enter because I want to do something. And this is it. This is what I have now. Is the study guide. This is what we call study guide. And then this can also provide error correction. Then you can quickly format this if you like, if you have the time. You bold it. You bold it. Course contents. That is topics that will be covered and so on and so forth. So many things. Learning activities, how the student will learn, how you want to assess them, evaluation, means of assessment. So that we won't waste most of our time, you will see it. It talks about the textbook and so on and so forth. Then the learning outcome, what students should know and should be able to do at the end of that course. So this is fine. What I just need to do. Then I want to also add something here to make the course, to make it interesting. Here, I click here. You can add information. If you have video that you recorded, you can also add it. Insert video or audio. But I want to insert image. So what I can do, I don't have a particular image. What I do is I click browse repository. So I go back to Wikimedia and I want an image. Let's see. Let's say software engineering again. I don't know what it will bring for me. Let me ask for computing. Okay, search for computer. So I look here quickly if I have something I want to use. It's still loading. Yeah, I used this the other time. Let me look for something else. Okay, good. Maybe I use this. A copy of the file, link to the external file. Don't worry. Then I've selected this file. And the guy is saying, so I click here that this is decorative only. Because if I did not pick here, it will not go. I have to type the reason and so on, information about it. And I say at the bottom, whichever way, let me see. And I save. And I click Save Changes. You can see, it makes it interesting. Course description. If I have a picture of my student, I pick it and put it there. And you see, to interest them. And this is what I have now. I've put general information now. Next is announcements, where the teacher will introduce himself. We have already just introduced the course. Let's introduce the teacher himself. Introduce when you made the student, the time, and so on and so forth. So this is announcements. If you want to change this, you click here to change this to change the title. But since I'm not changing it, I click look on the right and see this three dots, click it and click edit setting. The other things you can do, move it to somewhere else, hide it, duplicate it, assign row. But what I want to do is edit the setting. So what I do now is ready. You can see it's not that difficult. This assignment, I can change it here. I can say course announcements. Course announcement. I can call it course announcement. I can change it. I come here, general news and announcements. And this is where I type what I want to type. Okay, description. So, just a moment, let me copy what I typed earlier. Where you give this information to the learners. Good. I've copied it. Instead of general news announcements, I paste this. And the student will see it. Display description on course page. Description. Let's see. Okay. Don't let us waste much time. You can change most of these things. And then I click and return to the course. That's course description. The next thing is announcements. Hello, learners. Hello, learners. Hello, students. Welcome to this course. This is the time we are going to be meeting and so on and so forth. You provide your time and the student will pick this. You can see. And same thing, I can also put image here if I want to modify this. So the next thing now is, what do I want to do on February 14th? Well, for some of us, for some people, it is what day? Yeah, February 14th. That is, some people do some other things. But for me, I'm going to teach the student on this day. And what I need to do is click here and edit the week. If I want to give information about the week, I say, this week we'll do introduction. This week we do course introduction. No big deal about that. Let's save changes. So now we come here, because I've collapsed it, I expand it. What are now the activities? This week we will do course introduction. The activity I mentioned are resources. Now let's add activity. What activity do I want to add? The activity will now be file, because I want to give them PowerPoint slides about the course that will introduce the course to the student. So I click file, When I click file, what's the name of the file? I can call it week one resources. And then this is the description. Let me look at what I've typed before. Week one, copy it. Under here, I put description, what I want them to do. Download and install Python on ID. I think this is for assignments. This is assignments. So week one, I just call it slides for week one. So easy. And then where is the file? I want what I type here to show slide for week one. If you have a summary of what you want to do in week one or summary of those files, you put it there. Then I click here. Then I look for upload. That means the upload, I have the file in my document. So for that, this particular course, CP302, I have a folder for it on my system. And then what I just need to do is PowerPoint for week one. This is it. I click it. And then I click upload. It's already there. If I have another file, I click again and upload it. But since it's just one file I have now, it's this one alone that I'll upload. Then there are other settings you need to change. Appearance, how you want it to be, automatic. You want students to see the size of the file they are downloading, so they know whether they should download with a Wi-Fi or with their mobile data. Then show the type of file it is. Show upload and modify date, so that you give them more information. Display resources description. There are some other things you also want to do. None, okay. So whatever you want to do, activity completion, meaning that what should happen when students download or interact with these resources. So what's happened is student show activity as completed when conditions are met. What conditions? You can pick a date you want the student to do. Student must view this activity to complete it. And that is it. You can enable. So when it doesn't do it within this date that you have set, the student has not finished the activity. But we don't need all that. Let's save and return to the course so that we'll quickly finish. So we have done that. Then, what other activity do we have for week one? Maybe assignments. Yes, it's always good to have assignment for students. These are activities, broken down activities, resources, book, file, folder. You can see all of it. The activity that I'm looking for is assignment. I want to give the student assignment so that they will be engaged. So what's the name of the assignment? It's good to always have this assignment one. So what is the description of the assignment one? Download and install Python IDE on your system. Visit online Python learning site mentioned in class. So that means I will mention the site in class, or I try to make sure that it's here. So display in course description. Then this is now saying activity instruction. What step do you want the student to actually do in that assignment? You can upload a file, an assignment file. Well, I'm not uploading an assignment file. I can put what I want them to do here right away. I can describe what I want them to do. This activity instruction. You will see it now. Excuse me. So let me paste it so that we can see it. It said, the first one that I mentioned here, download and install Python IDE. The instruction is download and install Python IDE. Do a screen recording of or screenshot of the installation processes. When the student is installing, it should either record his own screen or take picture of critical steps. Only keep a record of the important steps. Take it so that the file will not be bogus, will not be heavy. The video file size should not be more than 85 megabytes or a maximum of 5 images for screenshots. So that's the instruction. The instruction for the second one is visit the online Python learning website discussed in the class. Explore and register your profile using your matriculation number as your username. This is the website. These are the resources. You are getting it? Then the instruction is upload a screenshot of your user profile. You must be sure that students are doing what you ask them to do. You upload his profile, upload step by step when he was installing. Then if I want to put everything here in a Word document or PDF and I have it, this is what I would do. I'll just upload here. You can also upload. But since I've given them information, now, when will this assignment be available? The assignment will be available from 14. I've enabled it since I'm meeting them on that day. When is it due? 20. I've enabled it. You know, it looks at week that if you give student assignment this week, they should submit it next week. You get it? Just 7 days. Then cutoff date means when will you not take the assignment again? On the 14th, some assignment will come and then they get penalty. Cutoff date, remind me as teacher to grade this submission. So let me pick a time that is close by. Let's say 23. The system should also inform me that the assignment should be graded. That's the reason for this cutoff date, so that you will not take it again. Then submission type. Is it file the student will submit? Yes, file. Is it online text? But it is file we want them to submit. Maximum number of uploaded file. Remember, you count it. So that means students should not, in this case, more than 6 files. And then the maximum size, since I said the video should not more than 85, I think I should limit it to 100. So 15 for the screenshots. Then the type of file you want to accept. You can decide what type of file you want to accept. Let's pick all files. There are archive file, video file, audio file, and so on. But to be on the safer side, just leave it so that students can upload what they want. But if you are specific, you can choose the one you want here. So then if there is feedback you want to provide when they submit, feedback comment, annotate PDF, online grading worksheet, feedback file, comment inline. No, that is when I get it, I want to do mark the assignment, I can use all this. Then I can comment inline. So you can comment back and then the student will see what you have, when you read it, this is my comment about your assignment you've sent him. So all these things are then grade. If there is grade for them, type of point, maximum point. So a lot of things are there, but let's make it simple. For now, we save and continue to course. We can save and display that particular, but because of time, so for our course now, we already included week 1 slide, assignments, and then what should we add again? I think we should add a quiz to week 1, or we go to week 2. Let's go to week 2 and do it. Okay, escape. I'm not changing the date. I'm not changing the detail. So I want to add resources. What resources I want to add? I want to add file. I already have PowerPoint slide I've created, or whether it's PDF, whatever you have. So it's now saying week 2 slides. You get it? If I have description I want to give, I write it. Sorry, week 2 slides. If there's something I want to write about week 2 slide, I put it there. And oh, this second week, we are doing this, we are doing that. So this is what I've typed. So it's a good habit to let students know what you're expecting from them during that week. The slides for week 2 are uploaded for your use. The following topics will be covered: software development approach, design tools, and debugging. You get it? So when you don't display this, when you click display, this is what your student will see beside the slide. So let's now upload. I use upload a lot. So week 2, I want to give them 3 slides. That is this, this, and this. But because you can only take one at a time, I will upload. I want to add another one. If I want to use a folder, I use this. But let's go on with this. That's slide number 3. So it's possible to give more than one slide, more than one resources to the students at a point in time. So I browse again. Yes. So in week 2, I'm giving the student 3 different slides for each of the topics. So instead of looking at all these things, I'm not restricting access. You can explore all this, no restriction. And then I just click and save, because I want us to quickly move on and finish this because time is running out. Good. So now with 2 slides, you see the information we've written. Then what activities do we have again? Then there must be assignment too. Maybe with 2 assignments. So what I want to do in week 2 is not assignments. So what I will do is I want to give them resources, and that resources is not assignment. So I go back. In week 2, I want to give them URL where they will go. This is URL. So for the URL, I tell them URL, and I call it practice exercise. Practice exercises. And the description is learn Python programming and what I want them to do, and say display this. Then the URL I want them to go to. This is the address for the URL. Or you can click and go to that URL. But once you know it, you paste it there. To become proficient. So I can save. Let me see if I can. There's timeline for it. There's no timeline. So I already given them a URL where they will do the practical for this particular course. Once they've studied this, they go to this site. Do not forget that in week 1, I gave the assignment to go and register at that site, profile. And then after a while, I will now test them on this. From the profile, it will show them whether they are making progress over time. So let me see next thing we want to put. Yeah, let's put quiz. Quiz is another good resources. So that at the end of week 2, I want them to do quiz so that we know whether they are making progress. Where do we find quiz here? Yeah, quiz is here. You click. Yes. Yeah. So name of the quiz, you call it, okay, just a moment. Quiz 1. Yeah, because this is the first quiz or week 2 quiz. Depends on the way you number it. As long as I say week 2 quiz. Yeah, I think it's better this way. Then what is the description? You let them know what they are to prepare for. This quiz will test your basic knowledge of Python based on the practical of Python, based on the practical exercise you have done. You see, now I'm testing what they've gone to do. So display it. Then there is timing for quiz. When should the quiz be open? Okay, I have to enable first. So I want the quiz to be enabled on the 1st of March. Whatever time. Let's say on the dot. Let's say on the dot, so that on the dot of March. Then the quiz closes when? You have to enable it. You know, that means you can make a quiz to be on forever. And then I want it to close also at the end of the day. So 23:59. Then you have to give them time. Because if you don't give time, it's just be there. Let's say 30 minutes. Then when time expires, what should happen? Open attempts are submitted automatically. Maybe the student has problem with internet, it stops at that point, and the student will submit automatically when the time is up. Then the grade. On categorize the number of attempts you want them to do. I want them to do just 2, and then pick the highest or find average. Think average. So it's good. And this one is uncategorized. Then the layout. Every question per page or question on 1 page. Now give them 1 question on 1 page or 3 questions per page. Let's make it 2. So then if you want save browser, you don't want them to open anything while they are doing it. Upload my own config. Save browser. Let's leave it at no, but we'll look at that. That means we need a plugin for save browser that will ensure extra restriction on attempt. That is, you want to provide password for that quiz. There is only people you tell. Maybe you have a class and you want to tell those people that came to class, this is the password to use. So that's a way to do it. Then you can do a lot of restriction. If somebody has done 1 attempt, you don't want it to do immediately. You want it to do it maybe after 30 hours or after 10 hours, must have gone to read and so on and so forth. So we are not doing that. So there are a lot of things to be done about this. Then you go to save and display. Could not update quiz because the date we picked was wrong. Should have been March. You see? So we save it again. We just created the quiz template. Now, we need now to go to the quiz so that we can then add question to the quiz. You know, when I click that quiz, it's now asking me, based on what I've set, attempt 2, time 30, grading method, average, then add question. What type of question do I want to add? It will ask me now. Maximum grade, you set it here, whether it's 20, You see? We are still on it. And this is add question. Are you getting it? Add a new question. If you already have a question bank, you can pick from it. But because I do not have question bank, I just pick here now. Add multiple choice question. Let me see where I can pick question. Question name. Let's use Q1. Question 1. What is the question? Let me see. I think I can have questions somewhere here. That's great. Okay, sorry. Classwork. Yeah, I want to pick from an existing question I have. Okay, that's a question now. I copy this, and I come to asking me, what is the value of VAR after the for loop completes its execution? Yes, default mark is 1. If you want to make it 2, good. If you want to make it 1, good. Then general feedback. If you want to give information about explaining about that question, that quiz question, and then only one answer only, and then say shuffle the multiple choice question, and I'm using ABC. Show standard instruction. Let's see what this means. So the answers in the multiple choice are this. One is 20. This is the answer. No grade for this. I know the correct answer. Then choice 2, correct answer is actually 21. Then I give it grade 100%. You know, there could also be partial grade. Let's say 45. This one has none. But suppose you want to give partial answer because some answer are close by, 83%, 70%, but this one is none, is 0%. Choice 4, 12 is none. Then there is something that is very, very good to do. Another question. Stop a little bit. So I'm back here. So this place, the correct answer is 21. And for this one, if you have feedback about the question, that is talking about what happens here, why 21 is correct. For J is 2221 and so on. You give explanation here. Because this is now correct, A plus B is 5. You give an explanation so that if somebody got it wrong, you will see this answer. You got it wrong, you see this answer, and so on and so forth. And then Save changes. We already have one question. We had another question, a new question. What type of question do I want to put? Can I use true or false? Can I use matching? Then short answer. Let's try short answer. So we should not forget question name Q2. Question text. How can you get a random number in Python? Provide a single word. That's instruction. And then the answer here, yes, case must match. It's very important. You must be specific. Whether if the person, no, case is unimportant. This is very, very important. But in this particular answer, case is important. So answer 1, it is random. And that's the correct answer. 100%. Answer 2, random. Now, this could also have been correct if I did not check case is sensitive. Keywords are sensitive. Keyword are case sensitive. This could have been correct. Correct answer is random. Now with this, the student will learn what you are talking about. So, you see, I think we can stop here about the quiz. There are different categories of quizzes that you can have, and so on and so forth. So, then let me see something if there is from question bank. Let's see if there is question bank. This course does not have question bank, but I want to see if there is a course that has question bank. So there's no course there that has question bank. All right, there are no question bank there. So if there are question bank, so we've done this. What we now need to do is go back home and go to dashboard. Stop customizing this page. So we are back to this place. So what I need to do is, let's now search for that course. What is the course? CPE 3302. Let's see if we can search by course code. You see, this is not the course. We have been able to create this course. The course code is CPE 3302, and the title is Introduction to Software Engineering Techniques. And this is the description of what people will see from outside. The course introduces, give us a short description about the course, and then let's enter into the course. For people who are enrolled, this is what they will see. See, general information about the course. Course description, what we first showed earlier. Course contents, the topic to be covered. Then learning activities. How do you want to communicate with the student? He said method of instruction will include some or all of the following: lectures, physical and virtual, labs and self-directed learning, assignments and group projects. Yes, it will come. Means of assessment. Student wants to know how you want to assess them. Lab assignments, 15%. What I ask them to go and do online. Term project, that means there's a project, 20%. Term test, maybe mid-semester test, 25%. And final examination, 40%. And then there's another something special. They say in order to pass the course, in addition to receiving an overall course grade of 50%, student must achieve a grade of at least 50% in all 5 categories. That means student must score at least 50% in the lab, must score minimum of 7, in term project minimum of 10, in test minimum of 13 or 12, final exam minimum of 20 to pass this course. Upon completion, what students should learn at the end of the day, that's learning outcome, very, very important. The textbook to be used is there. If you have the link to the textbook, you can also provide it. Then course announcements, telling them the day we will start the lecture and how they will meet. Then the lectures start February 14. This is a file for week 1. If I click it, it takes me to another place, and then it downloaded that PDF. See, based on what I gave it, automatic is already opening that particular course. And then that slide. This is a slide. This is a slide about the course. And so the student already have the slide for week 1. And I'll just go to the class and tell them we talk. Then I can now create a Zoom link to meet them based on the Zoom link we mentioned. This is on Monday, and that means we meet on Tuesday. So it's become easier. Then there's assignment for them. Download and install Python IDE. Visit online Python learning site mentioned in the class. So students, what they do is about this assignment, they click this and gives the information. So that means it's already hidden to students. Time remaining, it's not yet open for it to be open. So it is then that they will see it. The student can see what is there. And then for me, I can see the submission. So that's the assignment, provided the detail. It will give them more detail of what to do by that date. Then the following week, with 2 slides. If I click here, it will download all the 3 slides that were uploaded. And they'll be opened. Then the practical exercise. If you click this, this is the URL, it takes us to that site. This is the link to that site I talk about. And this is a site. Because I have already created my profile here, the profile I asked them to create during the first week. This is a profile. You see what I've done? 5 lessons, 60 quiz points, 14 exercise points. So with this, students continue to learn. So it makes it easier for everybody. So I go back. So I'm back here in the course. And then the next one is the quiz, week 2 quiz, because the quiz is not yet open. But it tells me the quiz is currently not available because of the time I set. So that's why it's not available, but the quiz is there. But for me, as the course creator, I can preview the quiz. Ask me, give me instruction. And when I say 21, see the time is counting. Answer, random. Let me show you so that you know that it's grading it. Finish attempt. Submit and finish. Submit all and finish. Then, because I asked you to show me after, they are setting to show so that someone can see what they got. So I got the first one, 21, correct. Your answer is correct. The correct answer is 21. Rand, keywords are case sensitive. The correct answer is random. So it's more meaningful this way, and I can finish with you. Student will be learning. So with this, in this particular course, we have learned how to create a course. We move ourselves through how to create the course name, the course code, and then upload what is called general information about the course. Then you also upload what is called announcement, course announcement that will introduce who is the teacher, when you'll be meeting the students, where and when you show it, and then you start introducing resources and activities to your virtual classroom as has been done. So on February 14, you should go to class. Then you have assignments which students will do. You must be clear and distinct about it. Then provide URL where they can go and learn further information. And there's quiz to test what they've learned in the past 2 weeks. It's also good to test, to have quiz every week. So with this, I want to say thank you for your time. I don't know if you have any question you want to ask. I'm open, and my email is otarulogun@lautech.edu.ng. You can ask questions, we'll meet. So thank you so much. Bye.